the former Kentucky Wildcat. Let us bring him on. Sacramento Kings, who, by the way, because I watch a lot of NBA basketball, the Sacramento Kings, as we noted several times on this show, they were the most interesting team not to make the playoffs, but a fun, fast, wild, crazy team. And how are you?
I'm doing well. First, I want to say thank you guys for having me on.
Oh, we love having you. Last time, in fact, you had the glasses. You looked like the young professor. Now, you've been in the league 2 years now. We were just talking about Zion. So if you could go to Zion and say, okay, here's how it works. You know, you went to Kentucky. He goes to Duke. Yep. If you could do your rookie season just a little bit over, what is the most jarring, crazy thing about being a rookie in the league?
Oh, man. Well, first it's just the speed of the game, but I think he's going to – there are some people who just adjusted things like that.
Right.
Like, I felt like I was fast, but the speed of the game kind of caught me by surprise.
Sure.
And I think just being prepared for that. I think he's going to be fine. I think he's definitely going to be great.
Yeah, he's got a magnetism. He'd be fun to play with. So I want to talk about the Warriors because, you know, you play the Warriors regularly. Mm-hmm. So take my audience to when you play Golden State. You were a great AAU player. You're a great college player. You're a great young NBA player. But the Warriors can be different. There's a certain – take my audience into a game or two this year against the Warriors late in games because I think what really separates them is the last 4 minutes of games. Take us there.
But one thing I think that, you know, everybody talks about their ball movement. Once you get to the last 4 minutes of every game, I think most teams play the same. You either have somebody that can isolate or you have someone that can operate in the pick and roll. And I think that that's where they become dangerous, where you have KD and Draymond in the pick and roll and then you have Steph and Clay on the wing. And I think that that's where they're different because they don't turn the ball over in crunch time. They're going to make tough shots and they're going to defend.
Now people say Steph's not a good defender. He's guarded you before. Can he defend a little?
He can definitely defend. And he's a lot bigger and stronger than people give him credit for because you see him switch on to James, who's 6'6", 220. And then you see him switch on to LeBron, who's 6'8", 260. He's a lot stronger than people are giving him credit for because you guys where the games that everybody are watching are the games where he's being switched on to bigger and stronger people. But he's not a bad defender. He's definitely not a bad defender.
Let me ask this. You've played the Warriors with KD and you've played without. So let's start when you play the Warriors with KD. What's it like?
With KD, I think it's almost, well, we played 4 great games against him this past year.
You did.
And it's extremely hard because I think he's the best offensive player in the league. Mm-hmm. Do you double him? Then who do you leave? Because they have 5 guys on the court that know how to play the game of basketball.
They really do.
And I think that it's extremely different. You have a lot of guys who are good basketball players, but then you have people whose IQ and don't really know how to play the game. They can make it somewhere because of their athleticism or their talent.
Yeah.
They have guys where if you double off of them, who do you double off of? Kevon knows to dive if you double off of him, where he's going to get a shot that's a layup or a dunk. If you double off of Draymond, he's going to cut. Then he's going to catch the ball, and he's going to either make a pass, he's going to shoot a layup, or he's going to dribble the ball and get someone else a shot. Then you definitely don't double off of Clay or Steph. So it's kind of pick your poison whenever he's playing. It's hard.
So now the Warriors, when KD's not there, I see a lot more movement.
That's another thing. When he's not playing, the ball pops more. Then you kind of see Steph getting more shots, you see Clay getting more shots, and you see guys are getting off more.
Now, De'Aaron, for you, when KD doesn't play, it seems to me it would be harder for you because you're chasing. Because when I watch them without KD, Steph is in constant motion.
Oh, no, you're chasing them whether KD's playing or not. I had to guard Steph 4 times this year. It's hard.
Is it?
Yeah, it's extremely hard to guard because he's like you have guys like Kyrie and Dame who do everything off the dribble. I think it's kind of easier to guard a guy like that. Like, it's not easy to guard it at all, but you're not using as much energy as when Steph throws the ball, runs to the other corner, catches it, does a couple dribble moves, come off a pick and roll, throws it again, and then gets 3 down screens. It's not even a play. It's just them knowing what each other want to do. So I think it's so hard guarding Steph. You have to be in the best shape of your life.
Well, you have an incredibly high basketball IQ. How old are you? 20 years old?
I'm 21.
I mean, it's incredible. You're like you're sounding a coach. And it is interesting. I've always said this about the NBA. The last 2 dynasties, Golden State and the Miami Heat. Mm-hmm. Look at the IQs. Battier, Wade, Haslam, LeBron, Ray Allen. Steph, dad played. Clay, dad played. Durant, Draymond. intelligence in this league is wildly underrated because unlike football where there are breaks in between plays or baseball where I pitch and we wait, basketball is fluid.
And
so
everything's a reaction.
Everything's a reaction. So I think the Warriors, I will say this about Toronto. Let's talk about your games against Toronto. Sure. They don't have as much talent, but they got a lot of dudes, De'Aaron, that have been in this league for a long time. That is a smart Raptor team. Now, you've played them. What are those games like?
So I actually only played Toronto once this year. So, because the one game, I played 81 games this year. So that game, I sat that game. But, man, that's a great team. And you have guys that come off the bench like Fred VanVleet had a great game against us as well. So that team isn't as talented as you said, just like the Warriors. But, man, they play well together. Kyle Lowry, even if he's not putting the ball in the basket, he's drawing charges. He's getting rebounds. He's setting screens. We didn't play him when Mark was there just yet, but you have Serge. Serge he's gonna make shots. He's gonna block shots. He's gonna rebound. Kawhi is gonna do what Kawhi does. He's gonna defend. He's gonna get steals. He's gonna rebound. He's gonna put the ball in the basket. Pascal, man, he's been great this year. He's one of the fastest guys in the league at the 4, 6'10".
For his size, he runs great.
He runs like a deer, just down, getting down the court. He's gonna, if he's not making shots, he's gonna get to his spots. He's still gonna rebound, and they have just a group that plays hard. Everybody on their team plays hard. They defend. They take charges they play as a unit. And I think I had Warriors in 6 because I think Kawhi will will them to one game at least. Even if the team doesn't play well, I think Kawhi can win them a game. And I think they're a good enough team to when they're playing well, I think that they can beat the Warriors.
Plus, Toronto's got that young, loud, lubricated crowd. It's a great
place. One thing, I haven't played in Toronto yet because my rookie year I was hurt when we played in Toronto. So I haven't played in Toronto yet. That's the one city that I haven't played in yet.
Crazy. Young. We were talking about yesterday. It's a young franchise. Toronto's a young city. You know, it's a crazy, diverse, wild, loud, and they want it so bad.
Man, like we went to eat and like I hear people speaking French. You hear a bunch of different Toronto's a great city. I think it's definitely one of the best NBA cities in the league.
So I got to ask you about Sacramento because I really do think you guys are on the come. I think you're a very interesting franchise. Playing in Sacramento is kind of quiet. You went from Kentucky, which is glamour, eyes, media, to kind of sleepy Sacramento. But you have flourished there. You know, we talk about all these guys like Durant wants to go to New York and Kawhi wants to go to Los Angeles. But Paul George is like, I'm going to stay in Oklahoma City. What is it like? People always kind of look at all these small towns, you know, or smaller cities, Portland, Milwaukee. Mm-hmm. Playing in a smaller NBA city, do you like it?
I definitely do like it. But the thing is, there's a lot more similarities in a small town team and a blue blood school. Now, the thing is, we might not have as many fans outside of the city, but in Sacramento, like we have our soccer team might be going MLS.
Yeah.
But other than that, like as far as professional sports, we have a AAA baseball team. So we're the only major sport that's there.
So it's like Kentucky.
Everybody's a Kings fan. So if you go to Kentucky, there's no major sport. You're either a Kentucky fan or you're a Louisville fan. We sell out every game because that's the event. That's what's to do in Sacramento. People come. So I think that there's a lot more similarities than people know, than people think of. Like if you go to New York, some games feel like there's no one there because there's a lot more stuff that people are doing.
2 NBA, 2 NFL, 2 Major League Baseball.
So it's like
teams.
everybody's not there. Like we played a game in Atlanta. It's different. But if you go to a small town, if you go to a small team or a small town, you go to OKC, every game sold out. Everybody's there. And I think that's why people love it. Like the fans are truly fans. Like Sacramento fans have gone through a lot. So the loyalty that's there, you just see it. Like you can't go out. I can't go to Walmart without someone being a Kings fan. Like it's different in every part of Sacramento. It's like that.
By the way, you have a new agent, and everybody talks about these agents and players meeting. Who is your new agent?
My agent is Chris Gaston,
and where do you know him from?
Who I've known since the 7th grade. He was my trainer, but he's had a lot of guys who he's either trained with or been friends with that have been in the NBA. So he doesn't have the agent experience, but. From my standpoint,
you trust him.
I trust him with everything. I trust him with everything.
That's all it's about. I have an agent. That's all it's about. Do I trust him? My dad used to have an old saying. He goes, your bosses will make most of their decisions when you're out of the room. So the agent, you better have somebody that shares your morals and values. Because those bosses are going to decide on you, and he's going to talk for you. And if it doesn't matter how glib he is and how funny, if he doesn't have your same values when you're in that room and you're not in the room and your agent's in the room, you're going to not like your agent. And it's really true. You picked your buddy that you respect, you trust.
Yeah, and there'll be things that he won't bring to me because he know I won't like it. So I think it's great for me to have somebody that knows me as best as anybody.
You're going to have an amazing career. You really are. You're going to be one of these guys that plays in this league forever. You're easy to root for, and Sacramento is rolling. Loved having you on. For your 21-year-old kid, you sound like a coach. I don't know if you ever wanted to be a coach, but when you're done playing, go into coaching or broadcasting.
I haven't wanted. I played at every level, so I don't know if I want to be a coach.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.